Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers today, as well as thank those that are tuning in again to listen to this week's energy update. My day is always better with you in it. Before we get started discussing the energy, I do want to explain my surroundings. I find myself today in lovely northern Michigan. I'm on the banks of the Boardman River, and I'd like to thank my gracious hosts for inviting me up for a long weekend here in northern Michigan. This environment is extremely reparative, helpful, healing. I just can't say enough about this environment. If you're interested in visiting, contact the hosts. I can put some more information in the description box below, but there is an Airbnb here that is just outstanding, a great little cabin as well as a guest house. So if you're interested in a quick getaway, I have to tell you, this place is just lovely for the purposes that I discussed, for healing purposes and just to get away. This is where you want to be. Anyway, let's get started. Happy Easter to those of you that celebrate Easter. Also, we are in the midst of Passover and Ramadan. I'd like to also acknowledge those that celebrate Passover and Ramadan as well. Now, we are still in the energy this week as it begins of the Mercury sextile Mars energy. That began late last week. It again is a deliberate communications driven by emotions. And remember that Mercury is in shadow. I kind of briefly discussed this, and we'll even get more into it when it officially goes retrograde. It is in shadow, but remember, no contracts or no purchases of electronics, those things that Mercury governs. It's not like you can't. I shouldn't say can't. If you'd like to, by all means do. It's just with the retrograde cycle and shadow now occurring, you will be revisiting. So for example, if you buy a house, there'll be an issue that doesn't allow you to put that transaction to rest. You'll revisit it a couple different times. It does become a little complicated, we'll say. Now, the big energy day this week is going to be on Tuesday. We've got several things happening. First is Venus is going to enter Gemini. So, you know, Venus is all about love and money, and Gemini it's a very, it's mind energy for sure, but it's superficial. It likes to be involved in a lot of things all at once, right? It can be a little scattered on a 3D level, but it's just a lot about a lot. It knows about a lot. Not a lot of depth, but like I said, there's just a lot going on. So when Venus enters Gemini, it could instigate your curiosity, that's for sure. And with Gemini being such social energy, communication can be all about finance or relationships or love. Like chatterbox just can't stop. Gemini, like I mentioned, can be scattered or superficial, so don't expect a lot of depth. If you meet someone and there's a potential relationship here, there just may not be a lot of depth to that relationship. Also, with regards to planning finances, again, not a lot of depth. You can kind of feel scattered at this time. Variety, however, now Gemini is all about variety. Variety can literally be the spice of life during this Venus and Gemini season. Well, just after Venus enters Gemini, she's going to trine Pluto. Very easy energy, and this is her first aspect as she enters Gemini, of course. And Gemini, like I mentioned, is very spontaneous energy, so don't be surprised if you just have this urge out of the blue to make a change or transform something related to finance or relationships. Just, you never know. Then on that same day, this is what I'm super excited about, in the evening, and this will continue through the evening on Tuesday as well into Wednesday. It is the luckiest day of the year. What does that mean? That means that the sun is going to conjunct Jupiter in Aries. You know, Aries energy is individualistic and can be impulsive. You expand that when Jupiter steps in. So with that expansive Jupiter luck, with Jupiter's all about luck and expansion, optimism can bring some really fun, blessed energy now. You know, where does Aries fall in your chart? If you want to see where this is going to have an impact or how it's going to have an impact on you, where is that luckiest day energy going to hit you? Take a look at where Aries falls in your chart. Jupiter asks us to participate in order to gain the best of the situation. So, you know, use this energy wisely, that's for sure. Trust yourself, because you know, Aries energy is very individualistic, but you're very centered in yourself, not self-centered, right? So you're going to trust yourself and those creative impulses now, so that you can get the best luck of this configuration. Love this day. Truly do love this day. Then on Friday of this week, Venus is going to make another aspect, but it's a square. Venus in Gemini is going to square Saturn in Pisces. This is really a reality check moment whenever Saturn's involved. We're being asked to be accountable or take responsibility. So, you know, be honest, accept the responsibility of what's yours, embrace compassion. Saturn is in Pisces, so, you know, embrace compassion, especially if you're feeling restricted with regard to love or money. You know, accept those restrictions. You know that the eventual outcome, even if it's restricted and you're frustrated in that restriction, the eventual outcome will be that of a blessing. You can realize this. You can trust your intuition, even though it may feel a little bit restricted. It's okay. You can still trust it. That's all the energy that I need to discuss this week. I do want to bring to your attention, though, next week we have a very powerful new moon solar eclipse in Aries. It is eclipse season. This is the first eclipse of the new nodal axis that will shift on the 19th of July this year. We're going to get a snapshot at the time of this new moon solar eclipse of what that energy is going to be all about. This is our introduction. If you want to know what the last nodal axis cycle was with the North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, you'll have to go back to December of 2004 through June of 2006. And if you want to go back one cycle before that, that would be April of 1986 through December of 1987. And yes, I do realize that some folks that are listening to this may not have been alive at that time. So that's what I have for you this week. And we are going to use the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck this week. Let's see if I can get it on camera. Love this. Kyle Gray is the author. Artwork by Lily Moses. And the card that jumped out today, let me get this up on the screen for you, is Melchizedek. Okay, Melchizedek. Melchizedek is a high priest who is mentioned in the Bible's book of Genesis, of course, New Beginnings, right? And many other sources too. He is here to assist the earth through the ascension process, which is basically moving everyone and everything back to a state of love and harmony. Yes, folks, that's what we're doing right now. He appears with bright light around him and a long white beard to match his ancient high priest ways, and is said to have his own order of light-filled priests who are able to help spiritual people develop their gifts and qualities. As he works on a high energetic level, we can connect with him through sacred geometry and by focusing on ancient star-shaped symbols. Now for the extended message. You have learned so much to this point and are learning more every day. You are recognizing all the great lessons of your experiences and challenges have brought you to you. Actually, challenges have been brought to you and are preparing you for a transition of inner ascension. where you will move beyond another level of fear and into the inner sanctum of your heart and soul. Become aware of patterns, ancient symbols, and signs being sent to you from the universe. There's a sense that you are now able to focus in a new way and offer greater light to the world. Melchizedek and his order are with you now, leading you towards spiritual wisdom. Meditate and connect with their light. Wow, what a great message. Well, that's all I have for you this week. If you like this video, please do click the like button. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, click the subscribe button. And if you have any comments at all, please post them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you ASAP. I thank you so much for joining me today. As I mentioned, my day is always better with you in it. We've got a really easy energy week this week before eclipse season comes in full swing. So enjoy it. The luckiest day of the year. Enjoy that as well. I'll be here with you the entire way. Have a fantastic week. Namaste.